So today I'm going to address a question that I see a lot on social media, particularly Facebook, because I'm in a couple of LGBTQ groups, and I see the same questions sort of regurgitated, and no real answer comes about. People just arguing till the admin snatches the shit down. So I'm going to address one that particularly pertains to me. So films love to ask why studs like baby mamas but not bisexuals. Well, for me, it's like a current and future versus past. The bisexual is saying she's in the past had sex with men, currently maybe having sex with men or entertaining men, and in the future may fall in love, have sex with men, or marry one. She doesn't know, might even have a family with one. You don't know which way she would go because she don't know which way she would go. She's uncertain. So for me, a bisexual is just as fickle as a virgin or someone who's just discovering their sexuality. They don't know who the fuck they're going to be or where they're going to end up. So it's like, I don't want to invest my time on top of, if you're avidly like sucking dick, swallowing and shit, I don't want you touching me. It's disgusting to me. The action is disgusting to me, and I don't want your mouth on me once you have done them actions, especially if it's been recent. I understand that most females, including lesbians, have done those actions, but it's been a while, and so they're good now. But for you who may just did it shit last night, I don't want that. I don't want you touching me. That's just me. Other studs might not feel the same way. And I'm not speaking for all studs. I'm just speaking for me. I'm not speaking for all dreadheads. I'm not speaking for all light skins. I'm just saying how I feel, how Breezy feel. So it's just disgusting to me, and I don't like it. And every girl I've talked to, no one was already gay. I turned every girl out that I've talked to. So they've come from a man or had some type of interaction with a man, and that's totally normal. I understand that most people, they go through a phase trying to figure out who they are, and the first thing they probably mess with might be the opposite sex, because that's what the media and our family and our friends push us up to do. So when you go and try it, trying to see, what it's hitting on, and you realize, oh shit, that shit is not for me. That's when you realize you're gay. That's when you have that epiphany to realize, you belong to the LGBTQ community. And some people take longer than others to have that thought, that realization. But being honest, if I see a woman with a house full of kids, you lead me to believe you like dick. And that's okay. You like dick, but there's nothing I can do for you, because you wanted that dick, and you gonna always want that dick. If you accepted it that many times, what made me think you could go cold turkey for the rest of your life and you gonna be satisfied? We all like what we like. And so I'm gonna just let you live your best life. I'm not judging you. I'm just saying you ain't got no future with me. Now, the baby mom realized that she slept with a man in the past, as many of us have. I mean, I haven't, but many lesbians have. And just because they don't have a child don't mean they didn't have sex with a man. That lesbian just so happened to have a baby, and she was bold enough to keep it and not get an abortion. Kudos to her for that. And she stood up and realized that she's, it took some courage to actually come out and be gay after having a whole fucking baby, because you got a lot of aftermath with that. You got to deal with baby daddy having a problem with that, his whole fucking family looking down on you, your family thinking you fucking stupid. So I mean, it takes a lot of guts to even switch teams after something as catastrophic as a whole child being created. But I mean, she realized who she was, and she decided to take that jump. So that's to be commended. But I'm speaking for a woman who has like 1, 2 tops. If you got a house full, it's no way you're a lesbian. You're definitely bisexual. If that, you might like to lick a little kitty here and there, but you're definitely not gay. You getting dick down too much, girl. You got a baby that's 2, a baby that's 4, girl. So over the course of them years, you was taking dick. You had 2 kids, but I know you fucked him more than 2 times. You like that shit, and that's okay. You like that shit, but I don't like that shit. So you should respect my feelings just like I respect yours. So when it comes to the baby mama, I'm speaking for the ones. I'll entertain one, because I believe women when they say, when I was younger, I dealt with niggas and I never liked that shit, but I was doing that shit for my family. And now that I'm older, I realize that shit is for the birds. I never really liked that shit, and I couldn't get with it. But before I knew it, a baby was here. And then, and once the baby got here, she tried to hold the shit together because she wanted her baby to have a family. But you know, it comes a point in time when you want to be a good parent, but at the same time, you cannot just go ahead and give up on yourself so your child can have everything. Like, you got to have some type of happiness too. So I understand those women who hit their breaking point and no longer want to, you know, keep up the facade. They want to be happy. They don't care who the fuck talking shit about them. They gonna go out here and live their best life. And now they looking for a stud. They looking for a stepdaddy. And that's cool. So that's just my point of view. So basically, to summarize it, I say no to bisexuals because they are currently entertaining and sleeping with men. In the future, they might sleep with a man. In the future, they might fall in love with a man and want to marry a man. And a lot of bisexuals will tell you they only see themselves marrying a man. So it's like, don't even waste my time if that's what you want to do. You find lesbians as a game or some way to get a nut because that man cannot really satisfy you. But when you hit the surface and when you on social media, you want to put on a show that you with a man, but you know you're not really satisfied 100% with that man. And that's your own problem that you're going to have to deal with. When it comes down to it, you want to have a basic ass life, a marriage, a man, and kids. And you don't want, you know, you probably going to hide the fact from your kids that you was licking kitty at all. And that's cool. You know, all bisexuals not like that. Don't let me encourage y'all to think that that's how bisexuals move. A lot of them don't know which way they're gonna go. They might end up with a man, they might end up with a woman. But another thing us studs want to avoid is those bitches who saying they love you so much and next thing you know they pop up pregnant, because a lot of women feel like if they not serious with you, like they not married to you, or like y'all not in a serious ass relationship, they can sleep with multiple people. And it's like, I'm thinking we talking and we vibing, you pop up pregnant, and of course that's not my baby. Y'all don't understand how fucking hard that cuts a stud. Y'all don't realize how deep that shit will cut a stud. Don't nobody want to even take them type of risk, because I'm not about to be out here looking stupid and, you know, putting myself out here and get cut the fuck up. Because a lot of bitches, they might really want the stud or the femme, but they know it's hard, like it's going to be extra hard to have kids with a stud because of the sperm egg situation. So they rather just lay down with a nigga, or they feel like I'm gonna get kids from a nigga, then I can come play house with a stud. Like, however the fuck they look at that shit, it's too fucked up mentally, emotionally. I cannot take that. I'm not dealing with that. And not to mention the risk that come with somebody who's actively sleeping with a man. Like, that man raw dogging you, he could be raw dogging other bitches, maybe even raw dogging niggas. Next thing you know, motherfuckers got herpes and HIV and shit. Like, no, I don't have to worry about none of that when I'm just dealing with females, so I'm not gonna worry about it. Now, when it comes to it, dealing with the lesbians, it's like it's way easier. So, you know, that's just our preference. And again, I entertain baby mamas because just because they slept with a man in the past don't mean nothing. They got that baby because they slept with a man in the past. They probably slept with a man over 4 or 5 years ago. They child old as hell. It was a lady trying to talk to me. Her child was like 10 years old. That child is old as hell. She have not slept with a man in over 10 years. And you're still trying to say she's bisexual. How, Sway? How? She clearly only liked bitches. She slept with that man when she was a teenager. Now she's in her 30s and don't give a fuck about niggas. And that's cool. That's cool. I understand you could have a change of heart. You could have been out here not knowing what you was doing. You could have been out here trying to please your parents. Or you could have been out here trying to serve God, so you felt like you couldn't follow your heart. But then when you got older and the world got colder, you realized how shit really go, and you was like, fuck this, it's gonna have to be me. I'm gonna have to choose me over them because they never gonna choose me over them. Like, I get that. So I just get how they go. And a lot of lesbians, they experiment with the opposite sex first and then end up with women, but they just never had a child. Just because you don't have a child don't mean you wasn't sucking dick. Don't play with me. Now, for the ones who got children, I know they get ostracized and shit like that, but I'm going to take your word for it. If you're telling me going forward that you are a lesbian and you don't entertain men, I feel you. Just realize it's some bitches that's fucking y'all up because they steady saying they lesbian, but steady sneak dicking. That's where the shit gets fucked up. And that's why they have a lot of stereotypes for the baby mamas. They gonna say you still fucking your baby daddy, you still like niggas. And that's the same shit with bisexuals. Anything to do with a nigga, they gonna keep saying we can't trust you because there's females out here who say they not interested in niggas but continue to fuck niggas. So that's why the whole shit fucked up. A stud really don't know who the fuck to trust. And then we turn around, now other studs trying to fuck us. Like, it's just too much going on. It's too much going on. But that's just my take on the situation. You know, drop a comment. Let me know what you think. Reply to me. Let me know if you on my team or you against me. Do you agree with, or do you understand or at least sympathize with why I cannot entertain a bisexual? But I am open to someone who may have one child. I can't even do somebody with 2 children. One child. And that child must be over the age of 2 years old. You cannot have recently been sucking dick and think you about to talk to me. You cannot be still flirting and having feelings for your baby daddy and think you about to talk to me. You cannot still be open to niggas and think you about to talk to me. Like, you could be full down talking to me. I could be feeling you. As soon as you make a joke like a nigga can fuck or a nigga can get it or a nigga fine, girl, you will never hear from me again. Cause I just don't traffic with that shit. I just don't deal with no shit like that. But that's just me. So y'all know what? Drop a comment. Let me know what y'all think.